What's going on YouTube? I'm gonna start off with a story to kind of lay the foundation for this vid. Um, when I was in school, we all used to go to the same gym. You know, we had a basketball court, indoor basketball court, and it was three courts, two side courts and one main court. The two side courts were pretty much for the people who really couldn't play. Um, it didn't really matter much about race, right? Um, but the middle court was, where all the ballers played at. You know, if you played in your high school, if you were straight, you played on the middle court. You know, you would wait, literally, a good hour to get on. Yeah, you could go play on the side courts, but the competition was so whack, you know, you'd rather leave, you know, if you couldn't get on the main court, the middle court, as opposed to playing on the side courts, just because, they weren't really doing much. So, when you're waiting for your turn, you pick up your guys. Sometimes you look to the side courts, right? Especially if you're trying to pick somebody up. Um, and there'll always be one or two guys playing on the side courts who are just killing. You could tell they got game. They played before, like they know what they're doing, and they're just dominating their competition, right? But they never want to play on the main court. They always stick to the side courts. Because their confidence came from the fact that they were so much better than everybody else. They didn't want to play in the middle court, and just be average and just compete. They didn't want to be average. They wanted to be superstars. So in order to feel like a superstar, they had to play with competition below par. Um, and this kind of, for me, mirrors what I see in a lot of black women. Um, a lot of the confidence that I see stems from the fact that, they're playing with, men that are below par. So when it comes down to, when they have to compete, when they're forced into, to competing because of age, because of, career choice, or because of, I don't know, a whole bunch of other factors, right? They don't know how to compete. Their swag, their confidence is gone. Right? It's easy for a black woman to walk into a room or walk into a club where she knows that, most of the black men aren't doing much. It is what it is. Right? She can walk in, and she has a job, and she has her stuff together, she has a car, she's confident. Right? It's not, most people have, most productive people will be able to support themselves, but, so it's not really, in my eyes, it's not really like, something that I boast about. Being able to take care of yourself, and provide life's necessities. I don't really boast about it. But you can boast about it if you knowingly put yourselves in positions where it's not. Right? It's like me going to a poverty area or a low income area, right? And trying to get at the women there, right? So if I'm just doing, what any person's supposed to do, right? I'm gonna be above average, I guess, in that group. So I'm gonna feel good about myself. But if I put myself in a position where I'm around other people who are doing like-minded things, it's an equal playing field. I have to compete. They have to compete. Um, and this is the problem that I see. I don't see a lot of black women competing because they don't know how to. Right? Their sense of confidence comes from weaker competition. Now, it's one thing to be confident when you're around people in your league, right? It's one thing to be confident if you're a 14-year-old playing in a 14-year-old league, or even playing in a a 16-year-old league. I respect that, but it's something different. If you're a 14-year-old and you're playing in a 10-year-old league, of course you're gonna be overconfident. So I just really sit back and laugh, because I'm not impressed. You're single independent, I'm not impressed. So is a whole lot of other people. As blacks, really, black women are probably the last group of women, right, to enter this whole single independent type of life where they can support themselves. Other women have been doing it for years. It is what it is. It's not new. I mean, it's expected. It's in 2009. Everybody can wake up and dream whatever they want to be. They can be an astronaut. They can be whatever they want to be. It's 2009. So I don't know. It's just another rant, but I mean, just not impressed. A lot of it is just, overconfidence. It's like they're confident, when they're around BS niggas, but they don't know what to do when it's time to step their game up. So they just fall back. They don't know how to compete. Other women understand how to do this. I'm not even talking about competing for black men. I'm just talking about competing for men in their league. They understand something called competition. You can go to a club, go to a pub, a mixed club or pub, and just sit back and relax and see what's going on. You're going to see all type of competition. And then you will see a group of black chicks not really competing. Right? They may get hollered at here and there by a bullshit black dude who's in there, because you're always going to have your thirsty brothers in there. They'll get approached by that because that's what they're used to. When it comes to anything else, they're not competing. Right? They're playing the wall, not really knowing what to do. And for me, it's like, it symbolizes their whole state, their whole mindset when it comes to actually competing for dudes on their same level, their same caliber. So anyways, of course, tell me how you feel. Take it easy.